Many times people tend to confuse depression with stress. You could look at stress as a trigger, or it could be just a normal negative feeling, part of our life. It's okay to be stressed out. Sometimes actually stress can help us work better, depending on the stress level and how we manage them. But then depression is that condition you get abrupt low moods that you cannot control. My depression, my depression. I battled severe levels of depression for over 3 years, and it was not easy, to be honest. On top of depression, I had substance use disorders. I was addicted to a lot of alcohol, and to me, it was my way of trying to feel okay or trying to take away the pain. Many times people would be like, okay, why would you get depressed? Or why did you get depressed? Because of, disappointments or relationships. But people are different, and for me that was my trigger, and everybody else has their own. To someone, it could be loss of a job. It could be a bad debt, a very big bad debt, or a crash in a business. But for me, mine was something as simple as that, because I'm an emotional person, and I had quite a lot of relationships I walked into with the hope that they would get better, or that things would actually work out, and they did not. And because of that, I did not know how to contain how I felt because of the disappointments. To make it worse, even some family members, I won't say all, but then some family members just weren't of much help during that time. So they made things worse. And friends that I thought I trusted, that I thought I knew. Just the realization that all my life, or most of my life, being with these people was just unrealistic, or was some of them were traitors, or some of them were just with me because of either the fact that I was a musician, an artist, or because of the fame, or because of just taking advantage of the opportunity, but then not being there with you genuinely. The thing about depression is it's not something that just happens once, and then you bam, you're depressed, and then all those kind of things. It's a gradual process. It's a condition that to actually realize it, or to actually have it takes a series of events. It takes a series of steps. So, and most times the reason as to why most of us are drawn into this condition is because we don't have the right support we need at that point in time when we are actually reaching out for support. It's important for our community, or the people close to us, to actually take the initiative to try and understand us, to understand your neighbor, to understand the person closest to you. They make the process even more harder for us. For me, it was more than 3 years, because first of all, I never had medical support. I was mostly on my own, and with a few people that kept on trusting that I'd get better. One of the things that made me actually have a breakthrough was because of my music. I was able to sing about how I felt, sing about the things I wanted to hear, things I wanted to see in my life, things that I wasn't seeing now. Misunderstandings may come, so many reasons to fight, growing wings and pointing fingers. Kaimila, ikonginu mo bipingwalahi. What happened to sweet family, where it was easy to forgive? And in a way, it made me, first of all, acknowledge the fact that I wasn't well, the fact that I was not doing well at all, but the fact that I really wanted to actually come out of what I was going through. So, because of the songs that I composed, that I sang, I started researching about what I was going through. Yeah, so I started learning about some of the signs, and most of them, the signs and symptoms, were the things I was actually battling. Things like sleepless nights, being an introvert, not wanting to actually socialize with people, talk to people much, but wanting to rather like keep things to myself. If you know you have a condition, the best thing is to first of all accept it. It doesn't mean that when you accept the condition that you have, you're letting it take control of you, but you're Once you accept it, it's easy for you to understand how to not just manage it, but to actually control it, or rather to cure it if the condition has a cure. For those that do not know whether they're actually battling depression or any other mental health condition, it's very important to actually visit a mental health care center, speak to a psychologist. They can do screening tests for depression and so many other mental health conditions. Depression, is there a way for me to help?